it's me, Unapologetically T. I wanted to come, I'm here, and I wanted to come do a video on authenticity. I definitely think that we are missing authenticity in this world, and I definitely blame a lot of fundamentalist religions and ideologies for that. I blame definitely colonialism, like colonization. I blame colonization for all this shit. Cause literally there has been a complacentness with everybody. That's probably not a word, but I don't care because I'm authentic. And I make mistakes with words. So I definitely think that there has been this complacent culture of everybody trying to fit into these molds, everybody trying to look the same, dress the same, and there has been a war against individuality, a war against being yourself. And there's been a war on what it means to be a man or a woman. And I don't mean this in a sexual content. I really mean this as in society created gender norms. Gender norms are created. Gender norms are a created concept. They're a created concept. Gender norms are a created concept. I'm not saying that there are not physical, biological differences in male or female. What I am saying is that nowhere in our genetic coding does it say if you're born a woman, you can't work on cars. But yet and still we were traditioned and trained that was something that men did. And that's what I mean by gender norms are a social construct. The same with cooking, being a nurse. Back in the day, to be a male nurse, you were laughed at because that was not a man's job. That was a woman's job. So all these social constructs, colors, to tell a little boy, oh, you can't like pink. It's a color. For God's sake, it's a color. How does a color define who you are because you like a color? We literally were told these were girl and boy colors, but colors does not describe to that. Colors are something that God created. Literally, they're like refractions of light, and you get these different colors. So how does that define gender? And so all of this stuff was taught, even down race is a social construct. All these things are literally taught to us. Prior to then, we based on who your tribe was not based on the color of your skin. Who your tribe was based on what family you was born into, what region you was born to. And we've gotten so far away from judging people off of their character. We're now judging people based on whether they fit into societal norms. And that's very dangerous. It has been very dangerous and toxic for us. It definitely eliminates individuality. It kills the imagination. It kills a lot of things. And so a lot of people are pushing for authenticity. And I think that is awesome. I think it is a great thing. However, I think still some people are struggling with what authenticity means. For me, I grew up, the equivalent of authenticity far as Hoodman's terms would be literally, I need to coin that term. For Hoodman's terms, it would be keeping it real. I grew up with, you should always keep it real. I'm gonna be real. Everybody be like, I'm the realest nigga alive and all that stuff. And I used to sit back and watch the realest niggas alive and used to ponder and be like, but are you really real? Because you can't even be yourself. So And a lot of people have misconceptions on, you know, like what it is to be real. And I always think back to the Dave Chappelle, like when keeping it real goes wrong. A lot of times in the black community, and I'm guilty of it, sometimes we equate realness with being, we're not gonna take this, and we go very far. And I would say that has nothing to do with being real. It's something I had to check myself on, and it was like even like not recent, but like last year, I had a situation where someone wanted to be aggressive with me, like in real fucking life, and like really, you know, did some stupid shit. And it was like a part of me wanted to retaliate. They hadn't got to the point where they had put their hands on me. They had disrespected me, like, greatly. Like, showed up to my place of residence and disrespect me. And a part of me wanted to, like, go outside and beat the shit out of this person. And might even cause even more harm than just beating the crap out of them. Like, because, like, you crossed the line. And so, but something kept telling me, like, you know, who are you proving a point to? Because this person is the dumbass. This person, you know, drove this distance, and they're the dumbass. They the one is the dumbass. Are you afraid of this person? No. So, you know, like, what point are you trying to prove right now? And it wasn't like this was a stranger or nothing like that. It was definitely a family member, and I've been in this situation before, and I responded before in a way with aggression and violence, because that person had definitely had me messed up. But this go around, I got to like do it differently this time. And to me, it was like, what point are you trying to prove? Like, a lot of things came up for me. Like, a lot of things came up for me in that moment. Like, I wanted to cause bodily harm, and I'm just being authentic right now. Was that the right choice? Some may argue yes, like you're protecting your peace, your home, whatever. And then some may argue like you don't have to open that door. I already did the latter. I already did the latter before. And nothing was solved. Nothing was resolved. That girl still being her treacherous self. And, you know, nothing was resolved. All it did was cause chaos and confusion even more. I lost time. I lost sleep trying to process all of that stuff. So, literally, I had to go through a lot of different changes with that situation. So, this time around, something told me, like, well, who are you trying to prove to? Like, why are you trying to prove to her, like, that you could, you know, beat her ass? If you beat her ass, then what? Like, you're not scared of her. So, like, then what? So this go around, like, I decided, like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and just let her make a fool out of herself. And she sat outside and she waited and she waited, and she wasted her gas, she wasted her time, she wasted her energy. So I was just like, and it wasn't the same person, it was a different family member. Like, when I tell y'all I come from a family of demons, like, I literally come from a family of demons, and I do have good family members. Unfortunately, like, for the purpose of this content, a lot of them don't get to have any limelight, because this content is for other people who come from families of demons and from family members who are trying to actively tear you down and stop you from being great. So unfortunately, I do give a lot of those ones attention that they really don't deserve, but for the purpose of resonating and trying to help other people that are going through this same stuff or similar, I do give a lot of limelight to them. It is a lot of them. I have found more horrible family members than I found good, and that's unfortunate for me, but there are people who literally are going through this, and that was one of the reasons I used to didn't speak up, because it was like, if I talk about this stuff, like, who's gonna fucking believe me? Because it sounds like it's scripted. It sounds like I'm making this shit up, and I couldn't even write this shit. And I know how to write, but I couldn't even write this shit if I tried. I'm pretty sure someone could, but I can't. But anyway, that happened. And so like that was like a big practicing that discipline, because I wanted to go out there. I wanted to go. But practicing the discipline of listening to, you know, my higher power and respecting and honoring myself, I did not. And it afforded me to realize, like, all these years, if, you know, like, all these years of having to, you know, protect myself in such violent means, like, I don't have to do that anymore unless someone has actually put their hands on me. Unless someone actually is trying to physically cross the threshold of that door, I don't really have to react in violence. I could call the police. I can do this, because that's what the fuck people gonna do to you. I know when I did protect myself the first time with the sister, as soon as she got the clear, she got up, even though she started this, even though she came to my house while we were arguing, wasn't invited, was very, you know, aggressive and matter-of-factly with me at my house. As soon as she got up, she called the police. So, you know, the same way like that happened, it's like that's gonna be my mentality for now on. So like, I don't know why that came up about authenticity, but I think it was about like knowing what authenticity is, and like knowing that you don't have to prove. Authenticity is you letting go of proving points to people. Authenticity is you being your authentic self. And authenticity would be me acknowledging that I wanted to go outside and hurt that girl. But authenticity also allows me to know that maybe that's not the best decision for who I am today. And I don't have to prove myself to her or nobody else. So that's a part of authenticity that I'm trying to use an example of. But there are other parts of authenticity of, you know, how this is one that I used to struggle with a lot. Like, if I wanted to try a new style, if I wanted to try a new hairstyle, new clothing, I'd always ask, you know, my partner or my daughter, like, how does this look? And when I wouldn't get the response that I kind of wanted, you know, like, he would say like, oh, well, I think you should maybe wear some darker jeans. And, you know, like, it would end up like hurting my feelings, because I'm like, oh, I just wanted you to tell me I look great. Like, and authenticity would be like, I don't need to ask you how do I look. I look great. I could go in the mirror and look at myself and know that what I chose to put on was my choice. And how I chose to style my hair that day is my choice, as long as I am clean. I could wear all the colors in the rainbow together. I could wear the most craziest thing that you don't, you know, like. And that's me being authentic, because I like it. I obviously liked it when I put it on, but because my self-confidence and my self-esteem and my self-worth was so low, like, I needed them to validate that I look nice, when in all actuality that was what I wanted to wear and what I wanted to do and how I wanted to present myself. That's authenticity. Just no longer wanting to have the validation from others. Authenticity, I used to think that because like people would be like, you know, I keep it real, and they show up like themselves each and every day. Authenticity actually isn't that to me anymore. Like, authenticity literally means that today I am fucking all smiles and rainbows and unicorns, and tomorrow I could meet a fucking wreck, and that's okay. But authenticity would be not hiding that. Not trying to hide that from nobody else. And like, that was one of the things I did a lot, was like, people would be like, you know, are you okay? I hated people asking me, was I okay? Because yes, I'm okay. Will you think something's wrong with me? And it's like, girl, you just went through all this shit. Like, are you okay? And that's literally what they wanted to know. Are you okay? How can I help you? You know, like, but it triggered me because I knew I wasn't okay. I don't want you to see that I'm not okay. And I want to hide that I'm not okay until I can figure out how to be okay again. But until then, yes, I'm okay. It's a lie. And so authenticity is not lying about how you feel. If you felt great yesterday and you feel sad today, that's authenticity. I'm not happy today. I'm grieving today. A lot of us are wearing masks, and it's draining. It's draining to wear a mask. Today I'm okay, but I'm not like, the best of moods today. I'm just, doing it. So when I created this channel, I was called to do so, and I was called to show up exactly how the fuck I was. I would have never done this, y'all, on my own. Like, I would have never, I gotta give it all to God, because I couldn't have did this by myself. Like, I would have never. I was such a private person. Like, you can really, like, check in with people who knew me or knew of me. Like, they did not know what the fuck was going on in my life, unless my partner might have told somebody our business. But as far as me telling my business, you really didn't know what was going on in my life. And I just was a private person. I felt like, if I tell what's happening, people are just gonna talk about me anyway. And it's like, now I'm at this point where, like, I really don't care what people have to say. Most time people are projecting their own shit onto you anyway, and they don't even realize it. Those are their triggers and their fears, and their, whenever it's negative, like, it's their stuff. And they need to work on their stuff. And I'm gonna be great over here. No matter how I show up, I can show up sad to you, crying about, I miss my partner. And I think I was rubbing people the wrong way because I was grieving in public. And at first, when it first happened, I didn't want to grieve in public. But like I said, I have been letting God lead and guide me to what I need to do and how I need to show up. And I don't care who it rubs the wrong way. If you feel triggered, that means you have some healing to do. But yes, I grieve publicly. And I grieved publicly just the other day, and it wasn't no sadness in there whatsoever. Like, now, even when it first happened, like, when I miss him, when I say I miss him, when it first happened, it was like deep pain. But like, now when I say I miss him, it's more of like, I miss the memories of the good times. There are some times when, bad stuff comes up, and I have to grieve and deal with that and be delicate with that. But like, a lot of times when I'm saying like I miss him in a post, and most of the time it's just I miss some moments that we shared. It doesn't mean that, I want to crawl in a grave with him, or over here praying that God brings him back. I'm not, stuck there. Like, but I'm very unintentional and intentional at the same time about grieving publicly. Like, I literally willingly share my grief process and how I do it. I write those long ass paragraphs for a reason, because maybe one day someone will see it and they will have someone to relate to. I know with me, when he first passed away, the widow's accession definitely, played a part in my life. And it's funny because I literally found one of my death and myth and reality books when the fire happened, and I turned to the page in there, and it was widow's obsession, and it was so spot on. Like, when he first passed away, I just wanted to make sense of every single thing. I was definitely very fucking obsessed, and with a lot of different whys. And it wasn't just him. I knew why with his death, but I just wanted to know why with my whole entire life. The parts he played, the why with his, the parts in his family, and then like how everything was interconnected. And I just spent, a year exploring all of that, and I just made a promise and a vow to myself and God that I'm going to show up how I want to show up. Not how I want to, but I'm just going to show up how I am. And if that makes other people uncomfortable, I'm so not sorry. I do think that you have some healing to do, and you have some things to figure out within yourself about why what other people do triggers you. It's not abnormal. It happens. It happens to me all the time, and I have to sit with those feelings and things and figure out, like, why is this making me feel uncomfortable? Why is this making me feel angry? Why is this making me feel sad? Why is this making me feel what I'm feeling? And I just took an oath, and I hope that this channel reflects that. I don't ever want to show up the same way every single day, because that's not who I am. I am multifaceted. I am multi-talented. I am a multitude of things, and I just want to be myself. And myself means that one day you might get a video where I'm cussing to the high heavens. Like, I just, I got to get my words out in a colorful manner. And one day you might have a video where there's no cuss words at all. And then one day you might have a video where, I'm talking about religion. I'm talking about spirituality. And one day you might get a video where I'm talking about Sexy Red. Like, I am not going to be put in your box. I'm not going to be put in your circles. I'm not going to be fitting in anymore. Like, I'm going to subscribe to the things that feeds my soul. And authenticity has been feeding my soul. A lot of us hide who we are because we were taught that God didn't accept certain things. The God I serve allows me to be who I am, and the God I serve gives me grace and mercy to figure out what that is on a day-to-day basis. And who I am today will evolve from to something else. Maybe 10 years later I will be something completely different, and the only way that can happen is if I allow myself to be. I don't want to be the same person that I was when I was 5 or 6 or 17, 21, 33. I want to always be getting better and always evolving. I can't evolve if I'm just being like everyone else and staying stagnant. So I think that authenticity is something that we definitely need more of. There are great minds out here. There are great minds out here that are not being utilized properly because we're training people to be like everyone else. And the country that we live in does not allow you to, basically the country we live in, they set you up to literally, because they can't control you if you are a free thinker. If you do think for yourself, if you do be yourself, they can't control you. So they condition you at a very young age. They condition your parents, and your parents condition you, and then so on and so on, so that you can be literally modern day slaves. You're modern day slaves to them. Like, you don't find it weird that everybody likes to wear the same fucking brands of shoes and clothes? Like, what's up with that? Like, why does everyone want to wear a certain brand of shoes and clothing? Like, that's a, like, cult mentality. That's a very much cult mentality. You don't even realize it. Like, you doing this shit just to fit in with some motherfuckers that most of them can't even afford this shit. They just doing it because they want to look like they're successful. And you can't look like you're successful in all actuality. That's a facade, and real fucking successful people see straight through your ass. Real people with real money see straight through you. Like, they see straight through you. I'm a person that does not have the social status. I do not have the money. I do not have all the titles and accolades. And I see straight through people. I see straight through people. Like, I see through the people who are pretending to be. And it's like, stop pretending to be that and just be you. And you'll be in a better situation. We need to see you. We need to have more of you in this world, because there's only one you. Even though we make up this collective and this whole, there's still only one you. So let you be you. Allow your people, your tribe, to find you by you being you. And I had to learn this myself, and I'm still actively learning it. When I come to you with these concepts, it is because I am learning this concept. So let's normalize us being ourselves, no matter who it offends. If it offends, guess what? It is repelling people that doesn't need to be in your life. It is repelling people that doesn't need to be there. I had to learn that, like, be my weird ass self. Like, girl, be you. Girl, whole weirdo over here. The good kind. It's like, be your weird self. You will find those that are weird just like you. But the moment that you cut that off, you deny the world of you, and you try to be like other people and other things, that's when you deny yourself of who you are. That's when you deny yourself of the genuine opportunities that you deserve. That's when you deny yourself of the love that you deserve, because you're not giving it to yourself. You're not honoring yourself. And if you're denying yourself of the genuine love you deserve, you're going to attract love that is not genuine. And when you do, even so by chance, attract love that is genuine, you're not going to know what to do with it. You're not going to know what to do with it, trust me. Like, take my word for it. You're not going to know what to do with it. So, saying all of that, I just want to say authenticity is needed. I am making a promise and a vow to myself and to God that I will show up as who I am. That's all I can do. And it's taken courage, it has taken bravery, it has taken consistency, it has taken being genuine, it has been taken giving myself grace. And I'm just here to show up as I am. There's videos where I will talk about I want to drag someone, but I talk about how loving and caring I am. Both can coexist. I can want to drag the shit out of someone, but guess what? I give myself praise and so much compassion and love that I did not. So, like, that's authenticity in me. I'm not gonna hide who I am. I do have a valid nature, and I do want to do a video on that. Like, violence has afforded me to be so gentle, and it's actually this oxymoron that has been true in my life. I want to do a video on it, because violence has afforded me to be this gentle. And I have made a vow, you know, since everything has happened, that violence is my last resort. But however, if it comes between me having to save self, violence is the only option. And when I say that, I mean that as a literal threat. It has to be not a potential threat, none of that. I'm not gonna panic over a potential threat. I'm gonna take note of it, but it has to be an actual threat and harm to my life. Disrespect, there is, you know, consequences for disrespect, but I am no longer coming off my throne to you know, street brawl with anybody. There's only certain situations that can get the reaction of violence from me. Until then, I will speak these words, and that is justice enough for me. I trust God. I trust God more than I trust anything and anybody on this planet. I trust God and myself. And I literally can feel like I want to fuck somebody up, but I'm not. And I don't know, this had to come out in this video, but authentically, I just show up as me. I am ghetto, I am ratchet, but I am brilliant, I am intelligent. I speak Ebonics, but I also say big words. Like, I literally just am. Like, you cannot expect me, like, I know it's confusing because you don't really get to see it a lot, but you can't expect me to just be this one thing. Like, who wants that? Like, that's not amazing. That's not great. Like, that's not greatness. That's like, that's below mediocre. Like, show me who you really are, and I'll show you who I really am, and let's normalize that. But I gotta go in this store and exchange this meat. I don't even know if I want to get no more meat from here. But yeah, I got rancid meat from Walmart, and it really pissed me off. But that's authenticity. And I'm gonna post this video. Everything is timeless, so whenever it finds you, it is meant to find you. And I'm gonna finish up with my day.